welcome to Film Caffeine. This is the 99th Academy Film Caffeine Awards, and the Oscar goes to Joker.
Boo.
Oh my god, why did Parasite win the Best Picture? Parasite is a foreign film, but Joker is a local film, so that means it has to win Best Picture. Fuck Parasite and fuck international films.
Please tell me this is not actually a line of dialogue that was said in the real world, unironically.
It is relatively what someone said. Did you see the viral thing about this one guy who was like, who the fuck has seen Parasite? It's not an American film. Fuck Parasite. I don't care about Parasite. But Joker, though, Joker should have won because that's an actual film reflecting America. Some dude like actually
What?
like wanted. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well,
although there is a part of me that goes, oh, it won international film and it won Best Picture. And I go like, huh, that's weird. But I don't go, it's weird because it's wrong. I go, it's weird because the Academy would never do something like that. And they did. So.
Well, now I kind of have to watch it now, don't I?
I know, that's the thing. I need to watch Parasite now. So it's not gonna suck. It's just I have to actually sit down and watch it. There's a lot of movies that I just like pull up on my phone late night when I'm really fucking tired and I don't care, but I want to watch a movie because I'm not tired enough to sleep. But Parasite is not one of those movies. I have to like actually sit down and watch it, and I don't know when I'm gonna have the time to do that.
That's a funny thing, actually. I had a realization that starting a movie for some reason seems like more of an effort to me than starting a TV show, which is kind of odd considering TV shows have higher run times, obviously.
Yeah, because you can very easily piece it apart, where it's like it's socially acceptable to watch an episode and then go about your day, but it's not socially acceptable to pause the middle of the movie, which is why barely anyone has watched The Irishman, except, I mean, a lot of people have watched The Irishman. I just haven't watched The Irishman, so.
I haven't either. I've heard it was I've heard mixed opinions from the people that I know personally.
I've heard opinions from that, like no one talks about the story and no one talks about the actual plot. No one talks about characters. No one talks about anything. Everyone just talks about, oh, it was Scorsese and Robert De Niro and they're acting and they're doing good acting. And then they're doing the aging technology. That's literally the only thing everyone talks about that movie. Whereas as much as Joker is like a movie, right? Like the more you watch it, the more you go, when you watch it. You still remember the plot and the themes and the characters and everything in that movie. Those like resonate with you, which is what a lot of like old Scorsese movies probably do. A lot of people remember Wolf of Wall Street.
Did it resonate with me? I mean, if you ask me personally,
not that it resonates with you, but like that you remember them, and those are the things you talk about when you talk about Joker. Is the story of the movie.
Personally, I know did we do a thorough Joker review? I think we did.
That was, you know what's sad?
What?
So like the first like big movie review podcast we did was Joker. One, I titled that episode 3, even though it was episode 4, and I'm still never going to go back and correct that because fuck that. And then also, what else? We are so like overly positive in that review because I think we both sort of came out of that movie and went, wow, that was cool. And then that was also cool. And then this was awesome. And then like they did the thing and that was so dope. And then, whoa. And I was like, and I had a couple of criticisms. And like now I feel like I don't feel very differently, but I feel differently enough to say like my score, I think I might have given it like an 8 or 9 or so. It's definitely more like a 6 or 7.
It has no rewatch value for me.
What do you say?
It has no rewatch value for me.
It's like you watch it once, and then the second time you watch it, you're like, this is the thing. So the problem with that movie is that there's so much shit that's ham-fisted, whether it be comic book stuff or just like thematic stuff, where it's like he just goes into a fridge and he sits in a fridge, and that's cool because it's actually Joaquin Phoenix getting thin and then stuffing himself into a fridge, and that's acting. So you win the acting award for that. But then like as far as actual like just movie for the movie's sake, it doesn't really do anything, and I think a lot of that is at the fault of the direction. So as much as Todd Phillips like tried to make like a cool serious movie, I don't know if he was able to pull it off as well as he thought he did.
But yeah, that's
Speaking of Joker, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, before all this Oscar shit went down, I said, I think like I thought the Oscars were not going to nominate Joker for shit because it's like, oh,
yeah.
that's the really touchy movie, and the Oscars aren't going to do that. And I said, well, if it is going to get nominated for something, I think it at least needs to get nominated for Best Actor Performance and Best Score, or like win both of those maybe. But that's what I wanted to get nominated for, right? Everything else, that's fine. The Oscar can snub it, but I just at least want those two. And then the nominations came out, and it did get those two, but then I also got a bunch of other shit. And then now those two are the only things that won, which it makes me feel good that I sort of predicted that a long time ago.
Yeah, I guess that is I think
Meanwhile, fucking 1917 comes out here and wins Best VFX. I don't know how I feel about that.
Have you seen the movie?
How do you feel? You're the one that watched 1917. How do you feel about that?
So I'm gonna look up real quick what all they won, just so I have a list in front of me. So give me a moment while
I wonder if the Oscars like actually have like a concise list.
No, they do. I just typed in 1917 Oscar.
Yeah, you can actually just go to oscars.go.com.
No, like Google just lists.
Okay, you're doing the Google route, you fucking lazy bum. No, I go to the site and I get them raw from the source.
So you go to Google and you type in this Oscar site, and then you go to the Oscars. Sounds like extra inefficient steps.
I actually bookmarked the site, so it was easy.
As an engineer, I'm highly offended. Anyway, so best cinematography winner, obviously, that's like a no-brainer. Like if anything else won, I think I would probably lose pretty much all faith in the Oscars. Best sound mixing, I think that's.
Yeah.
I think
best sound mixing.
Yeah, it won some best sound mixing.
Okay, I thought it won. No, Ford versus Ferrari won sound editing. Yeah, I think that sort of deserved it from what I heard. So.
So it got best visual effects, and yeah, I agree because now I don't know if visual effects means purely CGI or just visuals in general.
So I think it's supposed to mean like the things behind because all of that I think comes from production design or maybe not production design, something else. But I think wait, I need to look it up because if visual effects is like the actual practical effects,
then it definitely wins. I'm sorry. It's like these. I don't know much about sound mixing. Like I don't know what classifies as sound mixing I mean, does it like the gunshot sounds or something like that, or like the sound?
I mean, it says visual effects involves the integration of live action footage, i.e., special effects, and generated imagery, i.e., digital or optical effects, to create environments, inanimate objects, creatures that look realistic but be dangerous, expensive, impractical, time-consuming, or impossible to capture on film. So it is all the digital work. It's nothing done practically.
Are you sure?
Everything done
because
like yes.
What is the because do you know what they did for the practical like effects, like with all they made models of like the cities before they even started filming, and like basically they had this like mini light go over the city to predict the shadows.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. I think only the digital work counts, I think, for visual effects.
I mean,
which makes me more lenient on maybe it shouldn't have won, and maybe.
Well, that begs the question because like there's CGI, obviously, movie CGI, but I'm saying
who actually was nominated. It was Endgame and Star Wars, right? And Lion King.
I don't know.
But documentary. I'm looking it up.
I think it should have won Best Picture. I mean, I can't say that because I haven't seen Parasite.
A lot of people, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, I would say that I was still pulling for like Marriage Story or Jojo Rabbit to win Best Picture, but I knew that maybe that wouldn't happen. Okay, Marriage Story sort of got snubbed a little. What did Marriage Story win anything?
Let's find out.
I think they.
Mare.
Oh well, Laura Dern won for acting.
I won best supporting actress for Laura Dern. You're right.
Yeah,
And then yeah, it didn't win anything other than nomination of best actor, picture, actress,
I still
original
think
music
ScarJo should
score.
have won for supporting actress, but sure. Laura
Um,
Dern was also great, I guess.
let me see. So I think best cinematography is kind of a no-brainer for 1917. Like I think that was like the one thing that I don't think anyone would have like
Yeah, I mean,
doubted. It's just sort of like it's one of those things like it had probably the best cinematography in any movie I've ever seen, aside from maybe like I don't know, a Tarantino movie.
yeah, I mean, it was gonna be either that. I could see Lighthouse pulling it, maybe a little, but
Mhm.
I think it was down to either 1917 or Once Upon a Time. I know people talked about
Oh
how
yeah, what did Once Upon a
cinematography
Time
for Irishman was
what
good.
did Once Upon a Time do?
Brad Pitt won. I think they
Oh
won
wow,
for
it
the
got
sound
nominated
editing
a lot.
thing.
I think they should have what's production design is like the background, right? Because
Production
it
design is like it's the idea that you know how the movie feels like
yeah,
it's like a
yeah, okay, that is
1960s
that is a
movie.
no-brainer for Once Upon a I'm sorry, that is like a no-brainer. He really made it look like the time period it was based in. It is taught like my
I
god.
mean, it was either that. I would see Jojo Rabbit maybe winning just because of that last sequence in the film. But yeah, I think Once Upon a Time definitely sweeps that. It's either that or 1917. A lot of these are either like 1917 or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So,
Yeah. And I haven't seen the other ones.
oh,
Did Knives Out do anything?
Knives Out win? Nope. But what won instead? Parasite won screenplay, which sure.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't really even say sure.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. Is I really fucking wish I wasn't a lazy bum and missed out on watching Parasite because now I'm a basic bitch who's gonna watch it after the fact. But oh well.
God, why would you care about
So
that?
Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi winning Best Adapted Screenplay is like, fuck yes, awesome, amazing. I loved it, and I see why, and it's great. I'm glad Joker didn't win. If Joker won, I would have been like, the Academy doesn't know what the fuck an adapted screenplay is.
um,
What did
unfortunately,
Joker adapt it from?
Knives Out only got nominated for Best Original Screenplay.
No, I really wish Ana de Armas was nominated. I don't understand why she wasn't. She didn't
Mm,
make that movie. I mean, she did. She added so
personally,
much to that movie,
I
but
thought the
there are
guy who
so many
played
things that
the
worked in that.
detective, Daniel Craig, I personally think he was better in that movie than her.
I could see that, but like Ana de Armas' character just resonated with me more, and I felt like, at least in terms of relating to the audience, she did a better job. So, because there were just like a couple of weird things Daniel Craig did here and there.
Well, that was
But
his
yeah,
character. He was a very weird
that was
man.
yeah. So I can't really yeah. What else?
The donut is not actually a donut at all.
It's a donut inside of a donut. Um,
I'm surprised there's
also
no donut memes. I'm surprised there's no donut memes. How are there no
yeah,
donut memes?
I have no idea.
That is like meme freaking gold mine. That is a meme mine. Oh, I'm copywriting that meme mine.
Meme mine, sure,
Meme
trademark.
mine.
Um, Costume design, Little Women. Louise saw it coming. I thought maybe it would have been Once Upon a Time, but that definitely makes more sense. So
Yeah.
okay, here's the thing I was sort of pissed off at: Toy Story. Toy Story 1 animated feature film. Klaus was right there, guys. Klaus. Klaus was right there. Pick Klaus, bitch. Did you watch Klaus? No,
uh,
right?
I wanna bring something up right now. There's only one movie that has won pretty much all of the Oscars that it was nominated for.
Yes. Are you talking about Parasite?
No. Well, actually,
I mean,
how many did Parasite get?
Parasite won 4, but it won like all the big ones.
No, I know, but I'm saying how many did it get nominated for? So that is a 4 out of 6 according to this. So 4 out of 6.
That's pretty
No,
fucking good, if you ask me.
but there is one movie that won 91% of all the Oscars it got nominated for. Can you guess what that movie is?
Once
Actually,
Upon a Time?
no, not this year.
No.
I'm saying like in general, in
Oh,
movie history.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look up the one thing that might actually beat it, just because then I might change the answer to that. Give me a second. Oh no, this one actually, the one that I thought was gonna beat the one that I am talking about, lost to the one that I am talking about by one Oscar.
And what exactly are you talking about?
Return of the King.
Oh, you fucking shill. You fucking
It's,
fantasy Lord
it's
of the
not
Rings
being a shill,
shill.
it's being factual.
I
1,
know, I
2,
know.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 nominations, and 11 of those were victories. Titanic actually only won or got nominated for 12 as well, but it won 10 out of those, according to Google. So, yeah, Return of the
Also,
King's
Renee
actually good.
Zellweger. Have you watched Judy? Like a
No,
documentary on like someone named Judy, I think. But like,
no, I don't watch too many documentaries personally.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I watched any.
Brad Pitt for Best Supporting Role. I think he sort of had that in the bag. Do you know what's funny? If you look at most of the winners for the Oscars this year, it's literally
Mhm.
the exact same as the fucking BAFTAs. It's all the exact same. I don't know why I didn't make that correlation in my head, but so many of these nominations and so many of these wins are the exact same. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is Return
But
of the
yeah.
King is top, and that's all that matters. In the end of the day,
Parasite sweep, Parasite sweep for screenplay, for direction, for best picture, and editing. No, not editing. What else did it win? It win. Let
oh,
me.
but you'll be happy to know La La Land got close. It also won 12 nominations, but only got 5 of them. So it got nominated
Yeah,
12.
yeah. I think
Wait,
there's
why
a
am I
lot of
seeing
like.
so many 12s? Why am I seeing so
I
many 12s? Is that like the max that a movie can do?
don't think
Like
so.
that seems like a very popular.
Maybe who knows?
I mean, is like 12. I think 12 might. I don't know how that works. Honestly, I don't really care too much about the Oscars until after the
Oh yeah,
Oscars is
yeah,
over.
yeah. Fucking. But like, Parasite is definitely like the clear. Like, not in terms of just winning Best Picture, but like just the clear winner in general of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Bong Joon-ho is like the MVP of like the film season of 2019
Okay,
because
I'm gonna say something that's probably controversial, but here we go. I think the biggest reason I don't watch the Oscars is because I think out of the actors that and the people and the celebrities in general that are there, only a few of them can I actually stomach. If that makes any sense? Like as like a celebrity,
you actually what? You sort of broke up there.
only a few of them can I actually stomach.
What did you say again? It keeps fucking breaking
Oh,
up.
rip the internet, dude. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm trying to
saying
check my settings.
only a few of them can I actually stomach, and that's honestly the biggest reason because it seems too fake and kind of phony. And
Yeah.
there's only like a really like there's a few celebrities that I really like. Like even I don't watch a lot of the so you know there's a lot of like Marvel celebrity like videos, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of RDJ stuff, a lot
Some
of
yeah,
Chris
and some
Evans.
of them are sort of fake. Like even RDJ, there are some times where I'm like, he's being a little.
Yeah.
Eh.
And I think Tom Holland is pretty good at being a little bit more,
Yeah,
I
Tom
guess.
Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal too.
Yeah. I would also say maybe yeah, I mean pretty much any of the Lord of the Rings cast. Back to Lord of the Rings, of course.
I'll
Um
say Tony Revolori too. Tony Revolori, he goes on like the fandom shit sometimes, and he was
oh
like a
yeah.
true fan before he actually became Flash Thompson. So
Yeah.
he's pretty cool. Like if you watch a lot of like Screen Junkies and the guys behind Honest Trailers, they have him on like a lot of their trailer commentaries and movie fights and stuff like that. And he's always really cool to watch and when he
Yeah.
talks about films and shit like that. So
Oh yeah. Also I would also say Robert Pattinson also has that kind of like very almost mildly awkward, but like still like if that makes any sense. So confident but
Yeah.
awkward. Like
And I feel,
humble, but
yeah,
like
it's in, yeah, and Adam Driver's sort of like a less fun Robert Pattinson in my mind, where it's like he's much
really,
more
I think it's the other
self-serious.
way around. I think it's the other way
Really?
around. I
I
think
mean,
Robert.
Patterson likes to have
I've seen
fun
the
though.
well, okay. I'm again. My entire thing is based off this one interview that I saw, which is the most ingrained in my head about him talking about Batman. And in that, I mean, I don't know. It is something about that, but I would say Elijah Wood. Also, I recently watched a YouTube video that's kind of been trending on YouTube right now. It's just it came out a few days ago, but the wired like answer question from Google or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah. Yeah, I saw that he had one out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like he just like okay. So when celebrities talk, right? They typically have like sort of a flawlessness to if that makes any sense. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's definitely evident compared to what most people talk like. But when
Yeah.
he talks, it feels like you could like have a genuine conversation with the guy. And he also has one of the most down to earth giggles that you can possibly imagine. And the fact that no one told him to say no or like to not do that because like it's not a very manly giggle, it's a very girly giggle, and it's hilarious and it's kind of endearing almost. And but in like the industry, I guarantee you they probably tell the actors to suppress certain parts of themselves to act a certain way, and either they didn't tell him to do that or he just said he wouldn't, which either way it's like he just seems like a person that you can actually talk to.
I
Um,
mean, I sometimes when I like even like Joaquin Phoenix, like sometimes I like what he does like in his interviews, and sometimes he does actually provide value to a lot of his interviews. But sometimes I feel like he's just a little bit too much. Like sometimes he's just a little like when he's having fun with the guy that's interviewing him, that's like his best time. Like his Fallon interview was pretty good. His popcorn interview was pretty good. Um, and a couple of his other interviews were pretty good. But then sometimes he just tries to be so like I'm better than you and I'm gonna show you that it's distracting. Like I know that's his point, and his point is to act like that, so to show like to be entertaining. But like sometimes it's just like, uh, this is it's too much for me.
mhm.
Yeah. Hey, do you have push
And
to
then
talk on?
no,
No. Okay. Because that's sort of what the audio seems. At least on my side. Who knows? Discord fucking sucks.
I mean
But
Discord's
yeah,
fantastic.
Discord is fantastic, but also Discord fucking sucks. So
I mean yes and yes and no and no.
yeah. Discord is great as a platform, like in terms of the way it structures the way that you message people. Like
Mhm.
like compared to Skype, and Skype is fucking shit. But like the call feature in terms of like bandwidth is like it's always fluctuating and it's weird.
Yeah, and I mean that's a
Whereas
bit
shit
of
like
our
Skype
own
is
personal
usually
Wi-Fi stuff as well.
that could be, but like also
That's
I've noticed that with like everything from where like wherever I call. But anyways, that's the Oscars. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about the Oscars, the actual ceremony itself. I know you didn't watch it, but like there's so much like weird shit. Like the opening number was like cool, but then like I should have probably sent it to you because it's pretty fucking weird. Um, she does a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but then she like goes up directly to like Tom Hanks and starts like fucking flirting with him. What's her name? Janelle Monet. Janelle Monet. The singer, like the singer for the opening act. Then after that, she does a pretty good like musical performance, but then like she goes up to random like members of the audience like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt and just like puts the mic right to them and tells them to sing la 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 la. It was
Uh,
very yeah.
awkward.
She I yeah, it was very awkward, and it was like and she even like
Okay,
goes to Leonardo DiCaprio
I
and
typed in
it's
Janelle Monáe because I didn't know who that was, so I wanted to like see who that was. And I got the basic Wikipedia stuff, but also I the first news is that was posted a day ago is by BuzzFeed. And you know what it's called?
called out for the Oscars being so white during her
What does that
performance on
even mean?
stage.
What does that even
What?
how do you define so white? Like,
I don't,
because there
and
is
I don't
so
even
many.
understand because the performance was the cast was not
She's a
like the
singer,
backup
right? She's a
dancers
good
and shit.
singer.
Yeah, and she's a good singer, and the actual performance was good. It was just the
Yeah,
execution of the performance was a little bit awkward because of the crowd interaction and stuff like that.
but in my humble opinion, saying being so white is kind of racist.
Yeah,
And the,
you know what was
like
really weird though about like this
yes,
entire like awards and shit like that was like during
yes,
that
was.
dance, like in the background, you had people like in Little Women clothes, people in Joker clothes, but then also people in like Midsummer clothes, and I think one guy dressed up as like this Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems and shit, and it felt like very weird because it was like these were all people that were snubbed from the awards, but then like the backup dancers are dressed as them, and that's part of the act and celebrating film, and it's like, but you guys like snub them completely, so I don't understand. And then also like every single comedian, not every single comedian, a lot of the comedians were talking about how female directors were completely snubbed this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, but like everyone was doing it, so then it just became so uncomfortable where it's like, why are you all like, why isn't the academy, if is the academy like not going to do something about that, like not even just like a, it's wrong for the academy to not nominate, even like even aside from like everything else, even just like Greta Gerwig, right? The fact that they didn't nominate her for best director is weird, right? But then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
is the academy just okay with them shitting on themselves like the entire time? I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. Besides, like half the people in the academy are sort of progressive, and half the people are like Trump voters who used to act back in like the fucking 70s. So who knows?
I don't understand this article.
Are you reading the Janelle Monáe one?
Yeah, I just think
You're
BuzzFeed is
giving BuzzFeed clicks, Scribe. You're giving them clicks.
yeah, but I mean, in all honesty, making videos on BuzzFeed only really just helps them. Like all those like BuzzFeed has crossed the line, BuzzFeed is stupid, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It only really just helps them because I think they know for a fact. I mean, how could you be that incompetent, right? Like you
Yeah.
have
I
to.
know.
They're just incompetently competent
And
geniuses.
people think that BuzzFeed took a hit with the whole why I left BuzzFeed, why I left BuzzFeed, why I left BuzzFeed. And it's like, they didn't
Well, they get more clicks.
really. Yeah. And also, even if you look at their news site, it's just like also they don't even like categorize it by like category, like politics, sports, this, that. It's like Weinstein trial, impeachment, Biden, Ukraine,
I it's
Jesse Smollett. It's literally categorized by trend. So they're very much
It's
like a,
interesting actually because of their I okay, so here's the thing. I refuse to believe that humans in such a position of media as BuzzFeed can be that incompetently stupid that they don't
no, they're
realize what
not.
they're
They're
making.
very, I am
Yes,
100% sure a lot of
they're
these people are
ingenious in
self-aware.
their own sort of weird way because they know for a fact that when they make dumb content like they do and they know it's dumb. Again, I refuse to believe they don't know it's dumb. They
I
know
don't.
it's dumb.
I think some of them think it's dumb. But
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I
the
have a little
problem
bit
with,
more
no,
faith in
listen. The
humanity.
problem with this, the problem with your argument is that they have an audience that does validate them. So
Oh
even though
god.
maybe they think it's dumb, they completely forget about that because they have an
See,
audience that validates what they create. So
I
that's,
have no statistics to back this up because personally frankly I don't care that much, but I just want to throw it out there as a thing to consider for anyone that wants to actually do the research. But I think the percentage of people that actually watch and read BuzzFeed are people looking for things to crap on them for. And their actual fans like that passionately watch or slash read them um are a relative minority. Like, when it comes to,
and
like,
here's the thing is, I
the
want to,
population of
as much as you are sort of throwing the entirety of BuzzFeed under the bus, maybe I don't think you are. Maybe you're just specifying the news.
mhm.
But like, there are some sort of like cool things that BuzzFeed does. Like, not cool, but
Which
like
Star Wars
they have an
character are
audience.
you?
Like I mean, not that, but like they have the Try
No, I'm
Guys, and
joking.
they have certain creators on their own platform, and then they sometimes collab with people from Smosh and shit. And it's like they're not like BuzzFeed itself, in my opinion, is like, or not in my opinion, in my view, is like this huge thing that has branches of people that are doing some good shit, people that are just trying to
Right. Well,
get
I'm
clicks,
not
people that are
nothing.
stupid, but I don't know.
Not everything is absolutely one way. Like I'm not saying like things have flaws, things have strengths, and I'm not saying BuzzFeed is just bleh, sorry. BuzzFeed is just all flaws. I'm sure they have some good content in there, but I think because of its negative publicity from YouTube channels, I have only been exposed to the severely disgusting, horrible content that they make. So my opinion of them is relatively
And
sour.
if you think BuzzFeed's bad, TMZ, god damn, there's so much shit that
What's TMZ?
TMZ does.
What's TMZ?
TMZ is a guy that like they're the people that expose shit. They're the people that like go out on the streets with their paparazzi. They're basically the paparazzi. They just go out and they like find celebrities on the streets of Los Angeles and like interview them. Like, yo, I heard Jake Paul wants to box you in a fight. What's your response? And then this guy who's
I
just like just coming out of a restaurant's like, what the fuck do you want? And then he just goes to his car and leaves. It's like that type of shit.
I had a funny idea of like, what if there's an actor, right? Imagine like a really famous actor. I mean, RDJ would work, but I feel like it'd have to be someone younger, who like maybe someone a little bit more immature, like just from like a pure age perspective, not like an insulting immature kind of thing. So Tom Holland, like let's just say Tom Holland, because he's young enough to where he could get away with this and it'd be pretty funny. Um, they ask him, yo, did you know blah blah blah, some rumor, gossip thing, right? And he just messes with them. He answers their questions, but in like absurd answers that like any sane person watching knows he's being sarcastic from his like social cues
Yeah,
because
but
he's
like
really
the
good at that.
TMZ doesn't actually catch on it. I
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
So
YouTubers have done that before, I think.
YouTubers have done that. So TMZ
I
goes after
think
YouTubers as well.
I mean they have before, like David Dobrik and people like that. They
Well, I guess
sometimes
Jon Snow, not Jon Snow. I almost said Jon Snow. Jake Paul.
yeah, not even
Complete.
Jake like maybe like relative to the Jake Paul crowd, but not necessarily as toxic. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that comes to mind, I guess, is like David Dobrik and his Vlog Squad people, I guess. But like
But I mean,
they
okay,
have done
like
shit like
I
that.
know we're not gonna be that big in the near future. We'll actually have to like
But is that
spend
our
year.
goal? That's our goal, is for
I
TMZ to come
wanna
up with us
I wanna
and
become
fuck with them.
yeah, I want once we get that. See, here's the plan. Okay, we get popular first. When we get to the popularity scale that we think TMZ might be able to come to us for any flack that we might make purposefully for them to bait. They're essentially just animals, right? Because you can easily just bait them like deer, like hungry animals. You could just like put some bait in front of them. They're really predictable. Point is, uh, I feel like that's really insulting referring to them as animals. Care.
I have no
Point is,
idea.
um,
Probably.
point
You
is,
are spitting a lot of hot takes this episode. I'll just
yes,
give you
yes.
that.
But listen. So you bait them in, right? Because they're predictable, and then you delete this podcast video so they don't hear of our plan, right? Because I guarantee you they
I
scour
don't
the
think they're going to
internet.
be looking that. I don't think they're going to be scouring that deep. But yeah, sure.
Oh no, I you never underestimate the depravity of shrewd animals. Okay, never underestimate. And just yeah. Well, I can't speak English. Sorry. Anyways, so
Yeah.
I want so that's step one, grow popular. Step two, is start some flack. Step three, delete this video, or maybe do three before two. Uh, and then wait for them to come up, okay? And then just mess with them. That will be the ultimate troll experience. This is the long game. I'm playing the long con here, okay? I'm thinking of the
Yeah, but
future.
yeah,
All right?
sure. You
And
can
then
do that. I'm going to just answer
what
their
are
questions and
what
run
what
away.
what are some of the questions they ask? Like legit. Like what are some of the questions they ask?
For
I would look it up, but
example,
I don't.
this is just an example because it's the only thing that can come to my head. Jake Paul broke up with his girlfriend, and there was one big controversy surrounding that. And then Jake Paul started dating someone new, and
Mhm.
then one time his ex was like out on the streets, and TMZ came up to them and was like, "Oh, hey, Alyssa, what do you think of Jake dating Erica? What do you think of their new couple thing?" And like,
Okay, so
she's just like,
pretend I'm
she's
Melissa.
just like,
Pretend I'm
"Who?"
Melissa.
And it was very much fake, but it was like, "Who?" It was weird.
Oh, okay. So she tried to play it off as she didn't care.
She tried to troll with them, but like it obviously didn't work because everyone knows who the fuck she is and who the fuck
Oh, no, no,
Jake
no,
Paul
no,
is.
no, no. I wouldn't do that. See, I think she was in a beautiful position, and I respect her for trying to troll them, but she needs to up her game. For I am the
Okay, are you
master of
gonna role
inciting
play? Are you
conflict.
gonna role play? Okay,
Well, I'm not gonna do a
you're
woman's voice because I don't have I can't do a woman's
I'm
voice.
forcing you
I'm not a
to.
woman.
Okay,
But okay,
you're instead we're
I'm
gonna reverse
Melissa.
the roles here. We're gonna reverse the roles here. Okay, you
Yes.
were dating Brie Larson. Okay, no, that's too
Wait,
controversial. Fuck. You were dating.
wait, isn't she like 30?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, okay. Who's a not? You were dating. Fuck.
why am I
I
okay,
only keep thinking of
you're
controversial
wrong and
celebrities.
okay, you've already failed the role play
You were
because
dating
you missed the
Saoirse Ronan. You were
no.
dating Saoirse Ronan,
No,
and then
listen, Mithy, you've already failed the role play. You really assume someone's gonna be able to date me and a celebrity? I'm sorry,
okay,
you've already
okay, okay, fine. Then we're just gonna roleplay with the original thing. You were Jake Paul's girlfriend, and then Jake Paul
okay,
broke up with you,
okay,
kicked you out, and then like a
okay,
couple months later, he's dating this other girl who also lived in that
okay,
same team house.
alright.
Now I'm TMC. Yo, Alyssa, how are you doing? What you think of Jake
Oh,
Paul
Jimmy,
dating that?
I saw you at the strip club yesterday. How's your,
Uh,
dancing
uh,
bear thing going?
oh, funny. But what do you
No,
think
no,
of
no,
Jake
you were really
Paul?
cool there. Oh my god, I passed you a $20 bill. Did you see that? Did you
Uh,
Yeah,
what do you
I
think of
know.
Jake Paul?
Man, you were real sexy there, Jimmy. I think I'm gonna go there just because of you. Tell them to give you a raise. You're really effective. Anyways, I gotta
Jake,
go. Bye,
Jake Paul,
and then just walk
Jake,
away.
I'm gonna fucking commit suicide tonight.
Imagine the guy's career if that actually picked up steam. He would
I
probably
feel bad
delete
for.
it.
That'd be. I feel like the guy would do a better job spinning it into a joke than me fake crying. But
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, let's be honest. That you can't recover from that
yeah,
fast.
you
Like
can.
like
And it's also how fast you escape the situation. So
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's gonna be really funny because just imagine Alyssa saying I actually don't even know who Alyssa is. I don't know why
that's
when you
his
said
ex. That's his ex. I don't know why I decided to use the names, but I wasn't gonna be like, "Yo, Jake Paul's ex girlfriend." That just
yo,
doesn't make
Jake
sense.
Paul's ex-girlfriend. That's how that's the question. Oh my
I bet
god.
at least a couple of people have gone up to her like that and just been like,
Okay.
"Yo, Jake Paul's ex
But
girlfriend," and
what
it'd be like
let's play
super
a game
mutual.
here. What flack do you think we could ever catch from TMZ? I'm actually kind of fascinated by this idea of a bunch of
I don't
ravaged
know.
animals coming at me. I'm going to
What
reference to them as ravaged animals, by the way, and I'm gonna
we
have
would
no
have
regret.
to see. Here's what we would have to do. TMZ is usually very LA based, so we would have to be in LA first of all,
Okay, well,
right?
that's not gonna happen because I would despise California.
Well, this is in an alternate reality where we're actually popular. So
Okay, but
we
I
go to
would
LA.
still I no, listen. We're not going to California in this there is no alternate reality where I'm in California and I'm happy. Does
We're
it
going there
snow
on
there?
vacation. We're
I
going
would
into
never
it.
go there on vacation unless I'm
What
going
the
to visit
fuck's wrong
my
with you? It's
family
LA.
friends.
It's LA. You never want to visit
It's
LA? I want to
disgusting.
visit.
It's
I know, but I
disgusting.
want to visit LA. I
Disgusting.
don't want to live in LA,
It's
but I
so
want to visit.
crowded. It is so crowded. I went to New York and I think that was the worst vacation I've had in the
But like
last 5
LA is
years.
like flat New York. It's like very spread out New York.
Are
It's
you
not as crowded as you think it is. It's
okay?
just
But
like,
is it a city? Is it a big city?
yeah, well, you're a fucking you're an aggro bro who wants to live on a farm or some shit.
I don't want to live on a farm. I don't know how to farm. I just want to live in a nice little log cabin by the river, have a little town, nice little cozy town nearby. Go there, buy
Oh
my
yeah,
resources, come home and write my
you're also gonna have
stories
a
and then
couple
sell them on.
horses, and you're gonna have a couple
Oh,
of
I will have a
slave orcs.
stable. I
And then
Whoa,
you're
slave
also gonna
orcs. No,
have
no,
a
no, 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 no,
yes,
no.
and you're
Wait, wait,
also
wait.
gonna,
It
like,
depends.
keep singing "Toss a Coin to Your Witcher" on a playlist, like, nonstop, and anyone who comes to your house is
Nah.
gonna shoot themselves.
Whoa, whoa. What is this freaking Suicide Forest? Okay, that was.
Why are we why are we going on this, like, stupid ass fucking thread of
I don't know. You started this
people
war,
shit?
plunged us into
Yes,
chaos.
I
Oh
did.
wait, now you get that
Basically,
meme. You get that meme now.
I do sort
Holy
of get the
crap, you
meme.
do get that meme.
I
That's
will
like the
say,
first thing
though
that you hear. Well, not the first thing, but
speaking of video games, new video coming this Friday, Maybe you will have seen it already, depending on when I post this podcast. I will probably post it beforehand. But yeah, it's a cool video. A slightly short notice, but pretty cool. It's part of a collab thing, so it's pretty dope. It's cool, so check it out. Scribe is in it for like how long are you going to be in it? You haven't even done your thing yet, have you?
Like 2
Yeah, this is how
seconds.
like
No, I'm joking.
yeah,
Like 1 minute. Probably 1
yeah,
minute,
it's
maybe 2.
yeah, something like that. It's cool. It's cool. I think our audience of a couple of my friends will enjoy it, maybe. So, yeah. So stay tuned for that. The Oscars were shit. And that's our Oscars talk. Any other gripes you had with the Oscars? I wanted Adam Driver to win, and he didn't win. But like, I get why.
I mean, we all can't have everything.
Yeah, but like, it feels so sad because like Adam Driver, like I don't know, like this was like the pinnacle role for him. Like even I've been breaking down his career for a potentially new video, and if you look at his career, it's been very much like building up to Marriage Story, like very much so. Like this is his like role. This is the thing that like if he won would be the thing that defines him and makes him a fucking billionaire onwards. It makes him the next fucking Leonardo DiCaprio is this role. So it makes me sad that he wasn't able to win because I feel like if he won this award he would have been remembered for years to come. But I don't know, who knows? Maybe next year he's doing some other like sort of international but very artsy film. So maybe he'll come again. But yeah, I want to see him do. My fear with Adam Driver is that like he's been working so hard to get like an award or to get some recognition, right? He did Klansman, he did Patterson, he did The Report. He's done all these fucking Star Wars films that I think deep down he sort of doesn't like doing the Star Wars films. And he's done so much shit. What else did he do? He did Girls. He did a lot of comedy flicks. So he's been building up his career with so much shit, right? And every year he's been trying to get something, and then like the fact that like the Academy has just been like, oh, and he's been doing a lot of like meaningful performances that it's like I'm afraid that he's going to distance himself from film, like or go into plays or some shit. But I want to see him in more movies, and I'm afraid he's not going to do that because this year is the year I think he did the most movies. I think he did like 4 or 5 movies this year. So it's like
Holy.
I'm afraid it's downhill from here, but who knows? Probably not. I'm still campaigning for him to do shit. You know what's this is gonna sound weird and sort of off topic, but do you know what is my prediction for the Oscars 2021?
What?
Wait, I need to look this up first to make sure I'm not wait, give me a second. There is a movie that is probably set to release sometime this year because filming wrapped last year. Or no, filming isn't wrapped yet. Filming wraps in another 2 days for this film. So there is a high chance that it will be released this year. And I think this film will be potentially campaigning for the Oscars. And I think maybe the main character will not win, but maybe I think there's a high chance of him being nominated. And do you know who that is?
Who?
Take a guess. I want you to take a guess.
Is it going to be Tenet?
No. Think of a movie think of an actor that you would never expect to win an Oscar.
Oh, Guns Akimbo? Daniel Radcliffe?
No. Like never in a million years. This guy? Like he's cool, but no.
Dude, there's a lot of people like that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland has a good chance of winning an Oscar.
Okay, but he's actually a pretty good actor though.
No, but he's never been really given anything that like because Spider-Man is cool, but like Spider-Man, I don't know how Oscar-y it is, right? He's never really been given an Oscar-y film. There's an upcoming film called Cherry. It is directed by Anthony and Drew Russo. It's a crime drama film. And it's about this guy who returned from Iraq and he deals with an opioid addiction and PTSD, and then he starts robbing banks. I think.
As you do.
Yes, and this guy is played by fucking Tom Holland, your poster boy Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland has a very high chance of getting nominated for an Oscar for this role. And I haven't even
we'll
seen it.
see
I haven't seen anything
because
from it,
the
but
movie hasn't come out.
I think what's going to happen is the trailer will come out. I don't know when it will come out, but the trailer will come out at some point, and people will go, "Oh my god, this is an awesome thing! Tom Holland's in it. I wonder if he's going to get an Oscar." But I'm telling you, before that trailer comes out, today is February 11th, 2020. I'm calling it. This is Tom Holland's entrance into the Academy. This is his entrance into the Academy. This is the thing that's going to set him on the board for being like an actual actor. And I'm calling it right now.
What does that mean? Actor.
Like an actor. How about that? Like a
actor. I don't know what that means.
He's like an actor. Like away from the big budgets and more towards the things that the Academy
my god,
likes.
You're pulling a freaking Scorsese. He's not a
I know,
real
I am.
actor.
I know. He's
Look. Does he play?
Grown up he's grown up out of the theme parks. He doesn't enjoy going to theme parks anymore.
Does he play a character in a movie?
Yes, he is an actor. I know he is an actor.
I have to clarify because some people.
You know what I mean? Don't talk like a fucking dumbass.
No, I don't.
You
gotta speak. You gotta speak in terminology that exists.
Fine. My terminology is an actor.
Okay,
you get what I mean. I think this is Tom Holland's entrance into the Academy is this film, and I think that is why he chose to do this film because it's very different from something else he's done before.
Okay, I mean, we'll see.
The reason I'm saying this now is because then everyone's going to be saying it in another like couple months, and I'm gonna.
Okay, but that doesn't undermine you saying it then.
Oh, it does. It's like watching Parasite. I've learned from watching Parasite. I need to watch Parasite before it's popular.
God, you are like every Reddit user that ever existed. And as a Reddit speaker, I feel like I can say that. Or not a Reddit speaker, sorry, a Reddit user.
Yeah,
you are literally every Reddit user.
Yeah.
No, but at heart, Mithy, you are definitely the core Reddit user.
I mean, half of this is a joke. I do still think like I just want to be ahead of the curve on this though.
I mean, I don't really care about the curve.
I don't care.
It's not really a curve.
It's just fun to be ahead of the curve on this because I'm gonna love telling people like, oh, I saw this beforehand, and then no one's gonna believe me.
Hey, Pixar didn't happen. Pixar didn't happen.
I mean, that's why we're recording a fucking podcast.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's
Are you saying this is gonna retroactively? Are you gonna say this is retroactively gonna be our way to get like 1,000 subs? That people will watch this podcast and be like, "Oh, he called it,"
because I called it beforehand.
Damn, you truly.
No one's gonna give a shit. No one is gonna give a shit. It's just
truly your foresight knows no bounds.
Oh fuck. Okay, well that's the bulk of the Oscars talk. The Oscars are over. If you want more discussion on the Oscars, watch
You're not
a couple days ago's podcast with Luis.
Oh yeah, you can get it.
What?
I was gonna interrupt you and say you're not gonna get it, but then I realized you did make another Oscars video that you're referencing, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah. You're gonna get it.
Yeah. Also, maybe a comedy video of sorts coming within the next couple of days.
I don't want to talk about the Oscars. I didn't even watch the Oscars. Why am I talking about the Oscars?
I don't know. I think it's just because you love 1917 and I haven't watched 1917.
Like the only reason I would ever watch the Oscars is to see 1917 stuff, but I missed that part, so I proceeded to not watch the Oscars.
Yeah. You know what's funny? This is my last thing I'm going to say regarding the Oscars.
Actually, wait. Before you say your last thing, I want to give another purpose of watching the Oscars. To always point out that Return of the King is still at the top.
Yeah, because you're a fucking piece of shit. Okay. My final thing, Natalie Portman. I don't know. I don't have any opinions on this, but I think it's important to report. Natalie Portman had her like cool little dress with a cape on the red carpet, and on her thing, it has the names of female directors that weren't nominated for Best Director. Right? Like on the lapel, it has like Gerwig and like a couple. I don't know any of the other directors. I think Lulu Wang. Who was behind The Farewell and shit like that. A lot of those directors just like on her lapel going down her cape.
Okay.
But the thing is, Natalie Portman's production company only hired one female director, and her name was Natalie Portman. So,
Wait, what am I missing here? I don't understand. What's the point of having names on
Natalie
your pick?
Portman Natalie Portman made a stand like on the red carpet to say, "See on my thing, these are the names of all the directors that weren't nominated." Because back in the last Oscars, no females were nominated either. And when she was the person like announcing the award, she said, "Here are the all male nominees," so like to call out the Academy and shit. But like,
Okay.
her production company only ever hired one female director, who was just her. So I don't know. Maybe she just hasn't
Look,
taken
man,
notice of that yet. But
I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man. I read, I write, I play, I watch,
that's
and I
not the
sleep.
point I'm trying to make. But okay.
No, it's the point that is that I don't really care.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Look,
yeah,
look. Natalie Portman can wear whatever the heck she wants.
it's not
Would I care?
that's
No.
not the point. That's not the point at all.
I know
But
it's
okay,
being hypocritical, blah blah blah. That I no, frankly, it doesn't matter. It's just names on a cape that she's trying to show off.
why not? Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't.
Why not? It's so insignificant. Does it really matter? Is she happy? Maybe. Am I happy? Yes. We're all winning.
Anyways, oh yeah, one thing I want to ask you about. So I've been starting to watch The Witcher, and
Oh, nice. What episode?
I mean, I haven't watched episode 5 yet. I'm in the middle of it. It's literally what we watched together.
Oh, I thought you meant you continued watching.
Oh
Oh,
no,
okay. I
no,
thought you said okay. Yeah,
no,
go on.
because we haven't really talked about The Witcher. I think. I wanted to ask you because I've been looking at some of the numbers based because this is a very number oriented podcast episode because I'm going to talk about The Witcher, and then I'm also going to talk about a very big thing that happened this weekend that is actually small, and that's the reason why it's big. No, I'm not
Okay.
talking about a penis. The Witcher.
What?
Back
Okay.
to The Witcher. The Witcher came out, and I was looking at its viewership details, right?
Right.
And supposedly it's dethroned The Mandalorian as like the most series with the most engagement, and
Oh,
like
yeah, I did. Yeah.
actually including The Mandalorian, it's right behind Stranger Things. Like it was Stranger Things,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, and The Mandalorian. I don't know in what particular order, but The Mandalorian at the bottom, and then The Witcher took over The Mandalorian, and now is like the third most in demand original streaming series.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Or not original, but in most like in general like streaming series. I guess yeah, you can
Yeah.
probably count Game of Thrones for that ranking, but does it
Mhm.
mean it's number second now or something? And I'm confused because I don't know a lot of people that's been talking about The Witcher. Like,
Well, I mean, like, do you think the numbers are false or something? Because I haven't really. I
I don't
just
think
heard
they're
about that.
false. I heard about that, and I've been trying to look up like if the numbers came from Netflix themselves, because if they came from Netflix themselves, I wouldn't be surprised by them saying this because they're probably going to say this for whatever the fuck happens.
Well,
I'm trying to think of
I
any
can't
big
really. I
series,
I
but
can't really vouch for Netflix because I don't know the numbers. I don't know what they do. I have no way to prove that. But if it's any inclination of why that might be the case, remember, I mean, you already know this. It's not a thing that you don't know. But
I
I'm
mean
more.
these are all IMDb scores, and
I know. But listen. The reason you might be thinking of why it's like it's not as big of a flack, like like why it's such a fad. Like it is a fad. Obviously, it's like a big thing right now. But it's not as
also
much as
just to
you would.
confirm, it wasn't from Netflix. It was from Parrot Analytics. That's a completely
Okay.
separate entity. So
Right. But the point
they are
is,
real.
it's because it's such a big and cultural phenomenon, and not just here, but it's mostly in Eastern European Slavic cultures. Those people grew up reading The Witcher, like that, like that's their Star Wars, that's their pop culture. So and then the video games obviously helped that, and then it made it international, like global, and brought it here, and then the translations of the books made it even bigger, and now the show, a Netflix show. So it's because it's all over the world, and a lot of it is in America, and other countries like that, but it's such a deep rooted culture in the Slavic countries, and that's probably the reason why you might not be seeing as much flack around it as like say Game of Thrones. Which, I mean, then again, Game of Thrones is a lot of like English stuff because a lot of English actors, but it's to a point where like you do see it in America. But I mean, I see Witcher content in America. I don't know why you're not seeing it, which is kind of weird because you're usually the one that's seeing things and I'm not. But it also because it might be in my search history. I obviously Google more Witcher stuff than you do, so it probably just shows up on me more. But yeah, everyone's talking about The Witcher. In fact, there was a time where I got overwhelmed with Witcher stuff on my YouTube recommended with like the show and stuff. But and to boost it even more, one of my friends pointed out that CDPR actually went up in stocks. I think because or revenue because I don't know how true that is. I didn't really look it up, but it makes sense. He said it's because now people that are watching the show end up either reading the books or more importantly and more
I mean, in the past 6 months, it hasn't been as fluctuating, but it has been on a constant uprise.
Yeah, and that's because Witcher 3, now a lot of people are either reading the books or more popularly buying the games and playing them because of the show. So it's sort of like this, it's almost like a wholesome echo chamber for Witcher, right? You either read the books, then you go to the games, and then you go to the show, or you start with the show, you go to the books, or go to the games, or like in any order. The point is that like because all three of those franchises and mediums are considered by the fans extremely top-notch quality, or if not the best quality, and for one brand name, it is one of the most wholesome franchises because unlike Star Wars, Star Wars is suffering with the sequel trilogy. Harry Potter is suffering with the Fantastic Beast series. And
a lot of these are suffering with, even Marvel is suffering with just the fan base in general being, or I guess even other
Marvel,
franchises, the comparison to other franchises.
Yeah. In comparison to other franchises, I mean, Game of Thrones is a big example, but Game of Thrones was the big head honcho for fantasy, content.
Game of Thrones was too big to fail, right? That's the whole thing
Yeah, and then it failed. It utterly collapsed. Like unanimously, it just collapsed. Like near unanimously, right? So Witcher is like the only thing that for both the books, I think the books are done. I heard a new one came out like a year or two ago. But for the most part, the books are done, the games are done, and now the show is on its way. So
are the games actually done?
Yeah, Witcher 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, they made Thronebreaker, but that's not part of the Witcher series. It's like the Fantastic Beasts of the Witcher. It's a completely separate story. I don't even know if it takes place in the past or future, but it's a completely different story. And I'm pretty sure Geralt is like a cameo, maybe. He's like not even like a major character at all. I haven't played it. I plan to play it at some point, but yeah, that's what I mean. And then there's Gwent, which is just the card game online, which is in the Witcher 3 game. The point is, everything that CD Projekt Red and Andrew Sapkowski and Lauren Hissrich, all of them, everything that they've made for the Witcher IP is, in the eyes of the community, top notch or just the best around. It's so rare to see that happen, and that's probably the reason why it's like people are calling it the next Game of Thrones, even though I personally think it's very not like Game of Thrones at all, like as a story. But if they're calling it like the next big fantasy flack, then yes, I agree. It's the next Game of Thrones in that aspect, but they're very different stories. But the point is, yeah, I think that's the reason why the numbers have gone up so much, because you're attracting not only book fans and game fans, but you're attracting just fans like you, for example. I dragged you into this. Now imagine hundreds and millions of me dragging hundreds of millions of their friends like you into The Witcher, and then if any of them like gaming or book reading, then they go into those franchises and then cycle back around to the one that they didn't do before. And it's just this, it's almost like a wholesome circle jerk for the Witcher franchise, and because everything is just so good quality in the eyes of the community. So yeah.
So
and they rarely.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I'm really just thinking of like, are there any shows that like come close with The Witcher that are original screenplays that like can compete with that level of popularity? And I can't really think of anything. other than maybe something on cable, but there's really nothing on cable these days.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
it just works.
do you see the Marvel shows maybe being able to compete with these, like in terms of
Um,
popularity, or do you see them as separate entities?
I see
Because
them
people
as
still
I
compare the
see
Mandalorian
Marvel.
because people still compare Mandalorian to shit like Stranger Things and The Witcher and
Well,
Game of Thrones
I
too.
don't know
So
about that good. Stranger Things is pretty top quality,
I'm
honesty.
I'm not even talking about a level of quality. I'm talking about a level of popularity.
Oh, like just how much people like it, like as a fan
Yeah, how much
base.
people like it, what the viewership looks like.
Um, and you're asking me about Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I mean, see, Mandalorian's the kind of thing that like
Like
it's
I'm
good.
asking about like do you think those I'm asking about if you think those Marvel shows could be at the level
Oh,
or if not compete with the popularity of that.
I mean, let's think about the Marvel shows, like just from a pure hype perspective. We're all hyped for Loki mostly. A few people are like hyped for the WandaVision because of the unique perspective that
And
they're
a lot of
going
people are
from.
hyped for it now, so
Yeah. I think collectively the Loki show, I almost said Captain Falcon. Captain America and Falcon and Bucky and well, not Captain, you know what I mean, right? Bucky and
Captain Falcon, isn't that a Smash character?
yeah, that's a cat. I keep saying Captain Falcon because that's technically what he
Falcon
is. He's Captain
Punch!
yeah, but
Yep.
God, Falcon. Anyways, so the point is yeah, I think those 3 combined will definitely boost Disney Plus's popularity like tenfold. I mean, not tenfold, you get my point. By a lot. I don't know about individual shows. I think they will actually because see, if you're watching WandaVision, then you're gonna be like, "Oh, let's watch the Winter Soldier and Falcons show, right? Oh, since I'm already watching that, let's watch the Loki show." Like it's all like interconnected and they're all boosting each other, so they
Honestly,
kind of
the 3 shows more seem like one show in itself
yeah, like it's an
from a
event
marketing
like that.
perspective, yeah.
Yeah,
Even the
from a
trailer, it's
marketing
like all
perspective,
3 of them are like the still the because I guess Disney was too
it's
lazy to pay for more Super Bowl airtime, so they just put
well,
all of them
no. Like the point is, like it's actually pretty genius because here's the thing: you if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a typical Marvel fan and you're invested in the franchise and you want more Marvel after Endgame and like
They're gonna
Far From
watch all
Home,
the shows anyway,
you're
yeah.
gonna watch all the shows. So it's almost actually like everything is going
You're
for it.
I guess you are sort of saving on marketing expenses. It's at least for now. Like when Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out later this year, you're gonna have to specifically market for Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Yeah, yeah,
because WandaVision doesn't come until later in the year. So yeah.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, Witcher is definitely fighting an uphill battle in pure popularity because Disney is
Mhm.
such a
And I
massive
will very
company.
much agree with that. I will very like
Like
it's just
and yeah,
even though
the
it
fact
has a
that
fan base, it
essentially
does
you're fighting 3
nothing
different
guarantee.
shows.
Yeah.
You're fighting 3 different shows. You're fighting 3 different shows because you're now attracting people that are gonna watch at least one of those shows, and are gonna end up most likely watching the other shows just purely because it's Marvel. It's like it's part of the same continuity. It's part of an expanded universe, whereas The Witcher is literally on its first season. It's just the setup. It's literally just setup if you think about it, right? Um, it's very much like Game of Thrones on its first season. Like it wasn't like it was like good. It was in fact I would say Witcher season 1 was definitely more of a hit because of how much popularity before it even began. So in that sense, Game of Thrones season 1 was fighting an uphill battle, but definitely season 1 of Witcher is fighting an uphill battle purely because it's Disney and its marketing team exists, and also it's 3 shows against just 1, and that popularity of the 3 shows will just boost each other upwards. So who knows? They might beat it, but definitely Witcher is at a disadvantage in that purely from like a numbers perspective. I don't know about how much people are excited because I don't.
People are I feel like WandaVision was like the least exciting one, like in terms of popularity, and then now, like because of the trailer and everything, it's up there. No one is really excited for anything else other than I guess Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. Like the Loki
Loki, I
show
know a
is
lot of people
cool.
are excited.
I don't know that many people excited for Loki though. Like
I
people
mean,
are
based on
so
my,
excited for it just because they're Loki fans, like not because of the
I
show or anything. It's just because oh Loki, I love Loki.
I was on Reddit the other day, and it seemed like a lot of the comment section, like the hundreds of comments that there were just all about Loki, and then people saying, "Oh, now I'm also excited about WandaVision." Oh, like when and pretty much the Falcon Winter Soldier thing is just pretty much the same. perception.
Yeah.
I will say though, it seems like very cool that they're bringing Zemo back and like that cool little shot with the reloading or like dropping the bullets and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The he puts the gun and then all the bullets falling down. Like that trailer just like sold me on like the idea that these Marvel
Well,
shows are going to be like
it's
exactly
okay.
what High Top wants,
Disney
an individual
Disney
creation.
yeah, Disney is very shrewd because think about it. Mandalorian ended. Everyone's like, "Well, I guess I don't need Disney Plus." And then this comes along and then you're just like, "Well, shit, I guess I'm back in now."
Yeah. And they're copying sort of the DC Universe model where it's like a show and then another show and then another show in an order. But like,
Except it's good.
I
It,
mean, okay, don't shit on Young Justice season 3. You can shit on Titans, and I mean, you can. I haven't watched all of
I'm
Doom
only
Patrol,
crapping on
but
things. I'm only crapping on things that I've seen, so I'm not crapping.
yeah, yeah. No, Titans fucking sucks ass. I will even agree with that. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think this I'm just looking at the shows right now. People are excited for Falcon. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is probably the number one hype. WandaVision is the number 2. Honestly, it's literally in the order that they're being released. People are excited for the one coming out the most recently, which is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. After that is WandaVision. Maybe WandaVision more so than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki. I don't know much about What If. They're giving What If 2 seasons, by the way. The animated show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're giving it 2 seasons. That's the only show in all of this that they're giving 2 seasons. So I think I wonder why. I don't know
That's
why
pretty
you would do
cool.
that. Maybe they're taking like a break in the summer or something.
I don't know.
They're doing a Miss Marvel show that show looks like it's not doing so well because they literally cannot find a main character. They've been casting like anyone. They're like, we need someone to play Miss Marvel. And I don't know if how many people have been reciprocating that. At least actors reciprocating that. Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Have you read any Moon Knight? Are you ever like into the character of Moon Knight?
Nope.
He's like super niche, but like the people who like him like really fucking like him. Like supposedly he's this like character who was a military guy who killed a bunch of people, and then now he's schizophrenic and he fights crime. And like somehow him
Why does
being
it always
schizophrenic.
why do Sorry, I have to ask. Why does Marvel always just go back to fighting crime? Like why is that just the default path that people take when they get powers? I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know.
It changed my mind, but if I had spider powers, I would probably not spend most of my time fighting. I mean, if it happens in front of me.
If I had spider powers, I would start a YouTube channel called
No, if
Spider
I had
Boy.
spider, okay, no, that's how you get caught by the government and then
Yeah, that's
dissected,
true. That is true. I
and
would
then you
say
get
it's all
sent to Area
CG.
50. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could do that. See, like if I had spider powers, I would first of all join like NFL or some crap like that, right? I would
I
join
mean,
like
yeah,
mixed martial art.
given your athletic ability, you would first do something like that. Once you build a solid popularity, I wouldn't mind being Spider-Man. If I had the powers to keep myself safe while fighting crime, I wouldn't mind being Spider-Man, but I would get like some contract from the
Okay, but
police department.
the chances of you freaking finding crime just swinging around are so low that it's
Well,
like it's kind of
if you go to a
ludicrous.
place like New York,
Okay,
it's definitely
but like,
it's not
what
as
are you gonna
likely as
do?
the way
What are you gonna do?
it's not as likely as the way they make it in the trailers or in the movies or in anything or in the cartoons
Right.
or in the comics. It's definitely not that likely. But like I
Yeah.
felt like you can fight one criminal a day.
Oh no, you can't. I
Maybe
got
at
other
least one
stuff to
criminal a
do.
day.
I'm not wasting
Okay,
my
yeah,
time going
yeah.
around.
But I feel like
I mean,
Spider-Man's secret ability is the fact that he doesn't need sleep.
that's Batman's secret ability. That's just
That's true.
Batman, my guy.
That's true.
Batman is secretly just an insomniac, but doesn't have any repercussions from it.
You know that scene in Spider-Man PS4 where he's like eating something on top of the feast center, and like the sun is just rising, and he doesn't go to sleep or anything. Like he hasn't slept in like fucking like 3 days, and then he crashes on May's couch, and it's like, I guess, but like,
Well,
how are you not sleeping? Like in the middle of the day at
I
least, or
remember
some shit.
I remember one of the comics that one of my friends from last year was reading in he got it from a comic book store. He was telling me about it, and he says that it was like a Justice League thing where Batman's like working on this case in like the Watchtower thing, and one of the I think it was maybe Wonder Woman. I don't know, but maybe it was Wonder Woman. She like comments on like, "Wait, aren't you going to sleep?" and he turns around, and he's like, "No, I got work to do." And like they all comment on like, "Wait, does this guy sleep?" like, like Batman is just always working.
All right, so that's it, right? That's the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.